Tesla, the company that made electric cars desirable. For more than a century, the automobile industry followed a familiar formula. Bigger engines, more horsepower, more fuel, more performance. Gasoline wasn't just the dominant technology. It was the assumption. Most people believed the future of transportation would be an improved version of what already existed. Then a small company from Silicon Valley challenged one of the largest industries on Earth. Not by inventing a new car, not by inventing electricity, and not even by inventing the electric vehicle. Instead, it asked a different question. What if electric cars were actually better? Not better for the environment, better for the driver, faster, smarter, more exciting. The answer would help reshape the global automotive industry. This is the story of Tesla, the company that made electric vehicles impossible to ignore. Before we begin, we need to clear up one of the biggest myths in modern technology. Tesla did not invent the electric car. In fact, electric vehicles are older than many people realize. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, electric cars competed with gasoline-powered vehicles. Long before Tesla existed, long before Silicon Valley existed, long before modern highways existed. Even in the decades before Tesla's arrival, companies such as General Motors and Toyota were experimenting with modern electric vehicles. The technology was real, the adoption was limited, and that distinction matters. Because history often rewards the companies that accelerated technology, not necessarily the companies that invent it. The problem: by the early 2000s, electric vehicles suffered from an image problem. Many consumers viewed them as slow, limited, compromised, uninspiring. The common assumption was simple: if you wanted performance, buy a gasoline car. If you wanted an electric vehicle, accept sacrifices. Tesla challenged that assumption, and challenging assumptions is one of Silicon Valley's favorite activities. Tesla was founded in 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. Key figures soon included Elon Musk, J.B. Straubel, Ian Wright. Together, they pursued a radically different strategy. Don't sell electric vehicles as environmental compromises. Sell them as superior products. Faster acceleration, advanced software, elegant design, cutting-edge technology. A subtle shift, a massive consequence. Because consumers rarely adopt products simply because they are responsible. They adopt products because they are desirable. The Roadster shock. In 2008, Tesla introduced its first vehicle, the Tesla Roadster. The car sent a message to the automotive industry. Electric vehicles could be fast, very fast. The Roadster wasn't designed for mass adoption. It was designed to change perception. And perception often becomes reality. The car challenged decades of assumptions about electric transportation. For the first time, many consumers began viewing EVs differently, not as limitations, as possibilities. Silicon Valley meets Detroit. One reason Tesla became so influential is because it approached automobiles differently. Traditional automakers thought like manufacturing companies. Tesla thought like a technology company. Software mattered. Batteries mattered. User experience mattered. Rapid iteration mattered. The company combined automotive engineering, battery technology, software development, startup culture, a combination rarely seen in the industry. And that combination became a competitive advantage. In 2012, Tesla introduced the Model S. This wasn't merely another electric car. It was a statement. A luxury sedan that competed directly with established automotive brands, and in many cases, exceeded expectations. Consumers began seeing electric vehicles as legitimate alternatives, not experimental technologies, not niche products, real competitors. The conversation had changed. Perhaps Tesla's most important contribution wasn't mechanical. It was philosophical. Historically, cars were machines. You bought them, drove them, maintained them. Tesla increasingly treated cars like software platforms. Updates arrived digitally. Features evolved after purchase. The vehicle improved over time. This was unusual. Consumers weren't simply buying transportation. They were buying a technology platform on wheels. A distinctly Silicon Valley concept. Another challenge remained. Even if consumers wanted electric vehicles, where would they charge them? Range anxiety became one of the biggest obstacles to adoption. Tesla responded by investing heavily in charging infrastructure. Because great products often require supporting ecosystems. A recurring Bay Origins theme. The gold rush needed Wells Fargo. The internet needed Cisco. Online commerce needed PayPal. Electric vehicles needed charging networks. Technology rarely succeeds alone. The industry responds. One of the clearest signs of Tesla's impact is what happened next. Nearly every major automaker accelerated investments in electric vehicles. Companies that once treated EVs as side projects began treating them as strategic priorities. The industry moved, not overnight, but unmistakably. Competition intensified. Innovation accelerated. Consumer options expanded. The automotive landscape began changing. Many people ask, was Tesla's contribution technological, commercial, cultural? The answer is probably all three. The company improved batteries, improved software, improved manufacturing approaches. But perhaps its greatest achievement was changing expectations. Consumers started expecting electric vehicles to be fast, beautiful, capable, desirable. That cultural shift helped accelerate everything that followed. Tesla also represents an important moment in the Bay Origins story. For decades, Silicon Valley's influence focused primarily on information, computers, software, networking, search, commerce. Tesla expanded that influence into the physical world: transportation, manufacturing, energy systems, infrastructure. The Bay Area was no longer just changing how people communicated. It was helping change how people moved. Throughout Bay Origins, we've seen a recurring pattern: a mature industry, entrenched assumptions, a new technology, a startup willing to challenge conventional wisdom. Intel challenged computing. Google challenged information discovery. Netflix challenged entertainment distribution. Salesforce challenged software delivery. Tesla challenged the automobile industry. Not by inventing cars, by reimagining what cars could become. And perhaps that's one of Silicon Valley's defining characteristics: the belief that no industry is too old to be reinvented. Which brings us back to the question at the heart of Bay Origins. Why did it happen here? Perhaps because Silicon Valley repeatedly rewards people willing to ask a dangerous question: what if everyone is wrong about how this industry works? The innovator's ledger. Lesson 1. Change perception before you change markets. Tesla's first challenge wasn't engineering. It was psychology. Consumers needed to believe electric vehicles could be desirable. Markets often follow perception. Lesson 2. Great products need ecosystems. The car alone wasn't enough. Charging infrastructure mattered. Support systems matter. Platforms matter. The strongest innovations create entire ecosystems. Lesson 3. Bring new thinking into old industries. Tesla applied software culture to automotive manufacturing. Many opportunities emerge when ideas from one industry are applied to another. Founder's question. Tesla succeeded by challenging assumptions that consumers had accepted for decades. What belief in your industry is treated as obvious, but may actually be outdated? Tesla did not invent the electric vehicle. It did not invent batteries. And it did not invent automobiles. What it helped reinvent was expectation. A niche technology became a mainstream ambition. An alternative became a competitor. And an entire industry was forced to adapt. The automobile was born in the industrial age. Tesla helped push it into the digital age. And once again, the future emerged from the Bay Area. This is Bay Origins, birthplace of the future.